Now we are going to see how to find nth root of a complex number. Here I am going to explain what are the working rule to find nth root of a complex number. So when we have to find nth root of a complex number, first step what you have to do is you have to write the given number in polar form. Okay. So some of the polar forms, if you know memorize, you will get a speed when you do the sums. So mainly in our syllabus we will be using these three numbers in the questions. So if you have 1, you have to remember the polar form cos 0 plus I sin 0. How it came? Because you know cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. So it is equal to 1. Similarly, if you have minus 1, the polar form is cos pi plus I sin pi. Because the value of cos 180 degree is what? Minus 1. Sin 180 degree is what? 0. Similarly, I means the polar form is cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. Because cos 90 degree is 0 and sin 90 degree is 1. So 1 into I, what you will have? I. So once again let me tell what is the step 1. Write the given number in polar form and remember this three polar form nicely so that when you are doing the sums you will get enough speed. Now step 2. After that you have to add 2k pi to the argument. So in the polar form where angle is there you should add 2k pi. Now step 3, you have to apply De Moivre's theorem. What is De Moivre's theorem? If anything is there in the form of power, the power should be brought near the argument. The last step, put the values for k as 0, 1, so on, and the last number should be n minus 1. So if the power is n, you have to write the k value up to one number before that is up to n minus 1. Now using this concept, we are going to find cube root of unity. Cube root of unity means you have to solve this equation. X cube is equal to 1. From this we will get x is equal to 1 to the power 1 by 3. The power, if you take this side, it is 1 by 3. So now this equation only we have to solve, and answer for the x is known as cube roots of unity. Now let us do the solving. What did I teach you in the previous thing? First step, we have to express it in polar form. So write in polar form, that is first step. That time I told you the polar form for 1 is cos 0 plus I sin 0. So here where 1 is there, I am going to write cos 0 plus I sin 0 to the power 1 by 3. So this makes your step 1. Step 2, what did I say is, you have to add 2k pi to the argument. Add 2k pi to the argument. Okay, now let us see. So this is only our argument 0. So with this you have to add 2k pi. So x is equal to cos 2k pi plus 0 plus I sin 2k pi plus 0 whole thing raised to the power of 1 by 3. You know that very clearly, with 0 any number you add, you get back the same number. So x is equal to cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi to the power 1 by 3. Now in the next step, you have to apply De Moivre's theorem. What is the meaning of De Moivre's theorem? The power should be brought near argument. You can see the step 3, apply De Moivre's theorem. So when I apply the De Moivre's theorem, now this 1 by 3 should come near this argument. So what I will have, x is equal to cos 2k pi by 3 plus I sin 2k pi by 3. Okay. Now the last step, you have to assign various values for k starting from 0, and the last number should be n minus 1. Can you see here? Put k is equal to 0, 1 up to n minus 1. So nth root of unity means up to n minus 1. So same manner here we are having cube root of unity. So what and all values you have to put for k? 0, 1, 2. N minus 1. Cube means 3. So n minus 1 means previous number, before number, that is 2. So you have to assign these 3 values for the k. Now let me assign first value when k is equal to 0. So I am going to put k is equal to 0 in this place. You know, when I put 0, everything will become 0. So what I will have is cos 0 plus I sin 0. But you know this is the polar form for 1. So the first root is 1. So we got the first root as 1. Next, when k is equal to 1. So let me put here 1. So what we will have is x is equal to cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. You know in radian measure 2 pi by 3 is 120 degree. 120 degree means second quadrant. So cos will be negative minus 1 by 2. In second quadrant sine will be positive plus I root 3 by 2. So this is our second answer. X is equal to minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Usually the second root we denote by the letter omega. So this is the value of omega. This you should know, memorize. In cube root of unity, what is the value of omega? Minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Now let us come to the third stage. You are going to put the value of k as 2. So when I put here 2, 2 2s are 4. So I will have cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3. In radian measure it is 4 pi by 3 means when we convert into degrees it is 240 degree. So this 240 lies in the third quadrant. In third quadrant cos, sin both are negative. So our third answer or third root is x is equal to minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2, which usually we denote it by omega square. So usually we tell the cube roots of unity are 1 omega omega square, where you should know the value of omega as minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Value of omega square is minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. These two things also you should remember. The sum of the roots always when you add it will be 0. So 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. You can check. If you add these three numbers, you will get your answer as 0. So we have to remember this result. Always in cube root of unity, 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. Or any nth root of unity, always the sum of the roots will be 0. Similarly, product of the roots is 1. So 1 into omega square. When we multiply 1 into omega square, what you will have? Omega cube. So this is another result which you should know, memorize. Omega cube is equal to 1. So please note these two results with which we will be doing our exercise problems.